Hey guys, how is everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. I'd talked to a few guys about this and they were asking about it. I actually have all three of these, the big 3/8s, the one for Pico or Low Pro, and the 325. And the big 3/8s will do 404 as well. Any of the recent videos with the 880 were fouled with that thing. Take note, I have a drawer full of different files over here. I can file without any of this as well as the next person. I've said it in another video, my hands cramp up so bad filing, and it's mainly when I go to do the rakers, or we call them drags around here, and I've got two different type of depth gauges. Either one, my hands cramp up to the point where it's about painful. If I want to chain to cut really fast, I'm not going to do it by hand anyway. Maybe with a square file or beveled file, whatever. But my experience with those chains is they dull really fast around here. I'll put it in one of my grinders. I've got two different grinders. I've got one that's a fairly nice grinder, you know, has several different rocks and wheels we can put in it, do every chain. And I've got a cheaper grinder that'll do the Pico chains and 325, but I've really grown to enjoy this little 2-in-1 file setup from Stihl. I think I gave 30 bucks a piece. Could have even been 40, don't quote me on that, but I think it was 30 bucks at Rural King. This is a Carlton chain. It's due a touch up. 325 50 gauge. I think it's 80 or 81 drivers, and we're on our MS 360 that's been ported as a pop-up. It's a pretty nasty saw for a firewood saw. Makes around 175 180 psi. It's been decked. It has a highway pop-up in it, some pretty decent port work. You know, your typical woods port or woods build, I would call. And someone has already asked in the other videos why 325. Well, no real reason at all. They do cut a little faster than a big 3/8 chain. A 20-inch 3/8 on this setup will be 72 drivers. Like I said, I think this is 80 or 81 drive links. Don't quote me on that, but you're picking up more drivers. It's kind of like going from a 7-pin to an 8-pin, but not quite, kind of in between, I would say. And it's just physically lighter and smaller as well. It's a 20-inch Samira lightweight bar. Just a really handy setup. I've cut a lot of firewood with this setup, and I really enjoy running the saw. This thing pretty simple. Once I get back here, you may see it better, but you just line it up with the bar. I've found that if you push down and kind of back, it gets up under the top plate a little better, does a little better job. And this ain't gonna get the gullet, and the gullet does matter. I'll give you a look at the chain after we've filed it. I'm not going to do the whole chain on video, but we'll do about half of this side, I guess. I've had this saw probably 6 years. When I first got it, it had PTO bearing down in it. I put OEM bearings and seals in it, and honestly, that's the only bearings I've had fail on a saw. I don't know how many cords of wood I put on the saw, but it was a lot, and I ain't gonna lie, it was, you know, run with a not so short chain, quite a bit. Most people that really use saws will know what I'm talking about. You know, if you're out and you're about done and you hit something, the chain's a little dull. I'm usually going to dog it in and finish, but I don't know what the culprit was. We lost PTO bearing again. It was weird. I had 70 bucks in that pair of bearings. Kind of let down. Right now it has a $10 set of bearings in it from the Duke. They've been in it 2 years, going on 2 years. It's cut many a cord of wood since then, felled many a trees, and they're still doing a-okay. And I know this ain't for everybody, and I know most of you guys know how to fall. This is for the people that have trouble getting a chain short. I generally don't, but I can sit down on a stump with just a single fall, just like the next person fall a chain if I need to. But the last time I showed it, I think it was Smitty said, you know, whatever you got to do to speed up production, make things easier. And that's exactly right. I don't buy into the throw the gadgets away or any of that, and I ain't down on anyone, but this is what it is. We all know where that came from. It'll be the same deal with someone wondering why I'm running a 20 on a 61cc saw, because I don't need anything else, and it cuts really damn fast. This is what it is. And a lot of the wood we cut here is really hard. I've got saws I set up for 24s and 28s, but they're usually like 80 cc's and above. And I usually only use them like if we're falling a big tree. Which, I mean, you can cut a 3-foot tree with this set up pretty damn easy if you know what you're doing. But guys, it's that simple. I may as well just finish this side out, I guess. We're getting close back around. This is a full comp, full chisel, meaning it has a square corner. Might show that in a video. Your semi chisels will come up and have a slightly rounded corner. I've never tested it, but you know, they say the semi chisel don't dull near as fast. I don't know. Seems like no matter what I have, if I touch the dirt or get into anything, dirty bark or anything, you know, you go to losing sharpness really quick. That one must have got into something. It was a little grimy. And I do have that painted. I ain't got the best eyes in the world, but I can see where this is cut. And if you're using it and you feel it kind of jerking and dragging, it's just getting the raker. Around here we call them drags. It all depends on what part of this world you're standing in, I guess, what you're going to call them or what terminology you're going to use. We have made it back around. I'll do the other side off camera. I'm going to pull you guys off of here and hopefully we'll be able to see. Maybe this thing's wide. I can set it up behind one of the cutters we just done. Maybe it'll pick up and focus. Said it leaves gullet, but you know, a man could go back with just his round fall if he wanted this thing cut really fast, I guess, and pull that out, or maybe pull it out beforehand. I'll do that a lot when I'm grinding. I'll pull it out either before or after, usually before, and then grind the chain. May make sense to someone, it may not, but it just depends on how fast I'm trying to get that chain to cut. and how aggressive I want it. But this thing does a really good job. What I'm going to do is we'll pause this. I'm going to do the other side off camera, and I'll bring you guys back. I ain't got nothing big to cut. Maybe we can figure something out back here, put a couple logs in the stand or something, you know, to where we can really see how this thing's cutting and pulling.